So we got Carlos Monarrez or whatever. He says that Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell is on the hot seat, and a lot of people were laughing at him when he said that. And he's a notorious writer for like I think the Free Press and News, but both the same thing. Always notoriously hating on the Lions. That's the reputation I think Rob Parker has. In my opinion, I think Mike Valenti is more of a realist because he ain't from Detroit. I don't really look at Mike Valenti as a Detroit Lions hater. I think he's more of a logical guy. But people say he hating. I've seen him give the Lions credit, and I've seen him come down on the Lions, right? But to say that they're on the hot seat when they've done something, I mean, really they turned it around in less than 2 years. Honestly, they turned it around pretty quickly. I mean, you had to get rid of guys like Jamie Collins. So, they had to get rid of a lot of guys, get the cap together, and plug their guys in. And really, it for them to be this far along and be in the NFC Championship game in year 3, year 4, a lot of injuries tend to happen. You know, you know, for in the first 3 years for them to be where they at, or let's just say the whole 4 going to 5, they couldn't make many mistakes. Drafting, free agencies, cleaning the cap up. They've done an amazing job. It seems like the front is working with the back. The coaches are working with the GMs and the scouting, and they all working together with the capologists, and they all making smart moves. So for that to happen, the only road bump has really been that, in my opinion, that stopped them from winning the Super Bowl is just injuries. We talk about kind of how thin the defensive line and defensive end position has been. Guess what? Had Josh Pascal did what he supposed to do and stayed healthy, even though we already knew he wasn't going to be healthy. Had they got somebody to play that position better, had Anzarike, had they not drafted him, knowing he had a back injury, you know what I'm saying? Think about it. Had they drafted, had FML News stayed healthy, you probably wouldn't even need no need for Brian Branch. Let's keep it funky. Come on, they picked up Carlton Davis, known for having a injury history last year, bit him in the ass. So some of the injuries and you can live with the projects that don't turn out, the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th round projects that they took a shot on the James Houstons and got. You can live with that. But what is hard to deal with is when you going into just this season alone and Miles Frazier's already injured, and if somebody else to Ennis Rackstraw go down again, and it was another young guy. Oh yeah, the kid from Boise State went down. When you start to kind of hear those things, it's like it's becoming a recurring theme. Tyrell Williams. That's the reason why they didn't win the game, because they put all their receiving core faith in Tyrell Williams. He went down. They rushed Trinity Benson. He went down. They got Josh Reynolds, finally won a game. I mean, that's why. Injuries is the only thing, that's really stopped them. That's the only real true downside. And people can complain about, excuse me, the projects that they continue to draft, but I can live with that. They're not taking projects top 10, top 20. They're taking this 3rd, 4th, 5th round of guys and they truly believe in, right? So, him writing that article is just, trying to get commotion, trying to write stuff for shock value to get people to go. So he can't. The only way they on the hot seat or they lose their job if they lose every game, and we know that's highly possible in Detroit. But I just don't see that happening. I mean, like, unless they did something that off the outside of the field or on the field that was discussed. I don't see that happening. He's just him being bitter. It's like, okay, the Lions turned it around. Can the media be happy? No. The media in Detroit has a strained relationship with the Detroit Lions organization. Don't forget, Mike Valenti made some comments about the Lions, and they were valid. So the Lions pulled them from the radio station, and went to an AM radio station. Probably lost a lot of money. Came back to 97, won a ticket. That's been going on between the Ford/Lions and the media forever. They go break news to Adam Scheffner or to ESPN, to Fox, instead of breaking news to their own journalists. So you got to understand that's why things are being written. Journalists, they don't separate their personal feelings from the facts. This is why you see a lot of guys that you have to wait to get into the Hall of Fame, because a lot of these guys have very fragile egos. They can't separate the facts from how they feel, and that's a terrible thing to do when you're in the media. And a lot of these guys in the media, they just emotional, and they have not winning is not going to heal the Lions' relationship with the media. I mean, it's just too broken. That's what it's all about. They're always gonna be Lion haters, Lion media, people that write that hate on the Lions. It's the way it is. Until they start, it's very disgusting was when, news started to break and somebody from that's in Orlando know what happened. The Lions made a trade or release or got a coach. Somebody in Orlando break the news, and then somebody right up the street from Allen Park or sitting right across on top of the hill having a cup of coffee they could have told. So until they heal that relationship, you're gonna see nasty media articles wrote like this. But it doesn't matter. The Lions are Michigan's favorite pastime. People will fill up that stadium regardless. It doesn't matter. Only time they didn't fill it up is when they went 0-16, when the game started to get blacked out. And then you got to remember, after that, they didn't even really get it together too much longer after that. It took some time after that. Draft Stafford, Jeff Backus get him hurt. He get hurt throughout his rookie year. I think the second year was it when Jeff Backus got him hurt, or Julius Peppers. That might have been no. I think that was the second. Well, you know how it was. So now that you have some functionable football guys in there that knows what it takes to win football, now it's just them tweaking and adjusting some things. Okay, Brad, maybe we need to put emphasis on durability. Okay, Brad, and then maybe we shouldn't practice as hard and hit as hard in practice because, hey, maybe that's why our guys are getting so broken up. So now it's time to tweak some of the tweak the system a little bit to get them over the hump. So, but yeah, them being on the hot seat is comical. It's like saying that dude Howie Roseman in the Philadelphia is under hot seat. I feel like he should be what he done in Philadelphia. He should be able to go out when the fuck he feel like it. The only thing I really said a big miss he had was just taking, what was it, Jalen Reagor over Justin Jefferson. But for our luck, thank God, because the Eagles with Jefferson, man, be unbeatable. But hey, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button, it's the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. We go live and drop video. Follow me on X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Amazon, Kick, Twitch, everything inside the link tree. Peace.